Welcome you all to this first lecture. And in this lecture, we are going to deal with some basics of surface treatments method. So, the various types of surface treatment method can be um, categorized in following way: surface treatments. So we can classify the surface treatment as first as physical vapor deposition, physical vapor deposition method, which is also known as PVD method. Second method belongs to this category is chemical vapor deposition, chemical vapor deposition, which is known as CVD method. Some diffusion treatments, diffusion treatments, electro deposition, immersion plating, conversion coatings, painting and enameling, it's already done. Anodizing, anodizing, thermal spraying, so these are the various types of surface treatments implemented in industrial practices. Chemical methods can be used for two aims. First is chemical methods can be used for two objectives. Can be used for two objectives. First one is growth of the external layer over the original material, the substrate. There is growth of the external layer over the original material with substrate. Second objective is this method is able to produce many cases and equivalent coating as the physical methods. That is, this method can produce equivalent coating as the physical methods. The second mode of chemical vapor deposition is a group of diffusion. So instead of growing an external layer, we add a new material to our original substrate. we modify the composition of the original material in the subsurface region. Then the chemical deposition process is exploited to deposit the atoms of various elements, and this atom will diffuse inside the base material. So through diffusion, we modify the composition of the surface layer, and we obtain different performance for our components. These are a set of dry methods because we have only vapor phase gas, which is used to provide a precursor for our process. There are possible group of wet techniques which uses a liquid medium for deposition. For example, electrodeposition. Electrodeposition uses aqueous solution which deposit a layer on our substrate, which forming a liquid solution. Now, if we talk about anodizing is an electrochemical process, but instead of adding a different material, we modify the surface composition of the original one, typically by oxidation of the surface layer. Now coming to the conversion coating, it's another method for modifying the surface composition in an aqueous solution. They modify the surface composition, for example, for improving the corrosion resistance for our waste material. And the method based on a liquid precursor is the immersion plating. So the most common one is zinc deposition. A steel component is dipped in the bath of liquid zinc, and then we have diffusion of zinc on the surface layer, which produce an external layer of zinc iron intermetallics and zinc metal. So the surface modification or external coating is obtained by adding atom by atom to the original surface. We can exploit a different approach by adding a new material. Now, typically in thermal spraying, we will pull some particles of final coating towards the substrate. They attach to the substrate and gives the final coating. So the main difference is that we can achieve the higher thickness because instead of adding atoms one by one, so according to the application, we can select one approach or the other one. And in various applications, thick coating is not acceptable due to size and tolerance, etc. So for each application, we can select the proper mode. Polymeric coating is done by the painting over the surface. So in similar way, we can produce a layer over the glass material, typically silicon oxide based glass in enameling process. The coating is brittle in nature, but in this course, we are going to focus our attention on a dry method, that is atom by atom deposition. So let's start by physical vapor deposition process in the next lecture. So for now, thank you.